All right, I'm in Amritsar. I'm here in the capital of Punjab. Yeah, what he said.
Hello.
But there were some guys, they saw a white man, they saw a chance to make money, and they did. They made their money. I wanted a turban while I was here, and perfectly it worked out before I even had to start videoing. So, I've got my turban. Now let's check out the city.
You're looking Punjabi.
Lots of nice people coming to take pictures with me here. Say hello.
Hello.
Jai Hind. All right. Okay, do it. All right. As we approach the Golden Temple, this is basically a big market, probably targeted towards Western tourists and stuff. Hello. Towards Western tourists and stuff. But it's cool. It's a nice little market. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so I've been told we can't video inside, but that's fine. It's pretty normal here. Most temples, especially the Sikh Gurdwaras, have been very strict about videoing areas. So it's kind of expected at this point not to be able to video inside. But I'll let you guys know a little bit about my experience once I have gone through it. I'll show you. Here's the outside. Hold on. So it's hard for my camera to focus in because it's all so white. But let's move around a little bit, see if we can't get you a better shot. But yeah, it's a very large temple, Gurdwara. I don't know if this is technically a Gurdwara. Everybody calls it the Golden Temple. So I don't know if this one actually it's called temple or what. But here we are. So at every temple, Sikh temple especially, shoes off. So we gotta turn them in over here. That's that.
Yes,
So-
sir. I will confirm you butter.
Butter? So at Sikh Gurdwaras, they always offer food and refreshment to anybody who wants it. You don't have to be Sikh, you could be rich, poor, anybody. They offer free refreshment. This one is butter here, but I'm sure they actually have a kitchen that also provides food for people. I am now on the far side of the Golden Temple, and this is an amazing complex. It's very beautiful. I don't know the exact date that this was created, but it looks very old, very ornate, very beautiful. I do think it is worth noting for most Indian religions, including Sikhism, this religion, they are majority vegetarian. So all the food that gets served here today is going to be totally vegetarian food. That's most holy places. Obviously, some people do still eat chicken and goat, but other than that, there's very little meat that you'll find in India. Like beef, I haven't ever seen, and pork I've never seen because of the huge Hindu and Muslim populations. Okay, so some people are taking full-on baths, but I do see some people just touching the water, so I am gonna just come and get a bit of it. The guy next to me was putting it on his head, so I put some here too. Hopefully that does something for me. I don't know if that's like a blessing thing or what exactly that is, but I'm glad I did it. So this is the direction to the cafeteria area where they give out free food. So we're gonna head in that way. So they're serving everybody. And like I said before, everybody gets to eat here, no matter what your religion, if you're rich or poor, your caste, none of that matters. Anybody and everybody eats here equally together. and these big long lines. I was told the food here is non-stop, 24 hours, constantly serving. So obviously that takes a lot of ingredients. You can see down below me, they have lots and lots of stuff. Constantly they're cooking, constantly people, and it's all done by volunteers. Nobody's paid to do it. They do it by choice, out of devotion to their religion. So the Sikh religion really values being a warrior, being a soldier, and fighting for what's right. That's very like high in their cultural like tradition. So behind me they have actually a memorial to soldiers who actually fought against Pakistan in one of the previous wars in 1971, because the Sikhs do have a very, very high opinion, high value for warrior status workers. So this place is absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna finish the circuit, walk all the way around, I think, and then I don't know if there's gonna be anything else for me to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I really liked it so far. Let's see if we do anything else here in Amritsar. This is the entrance line to get in there. It's moving pretty slow, but let's see if we can get in. We went inside. There's actually 3 floors. I didn't expect it to go up that high. I didn't expect us to be allowed to go up that high at least. Every floor they've got the bottom. There's people like singing. That's what you can actually hear now maybe. I don't know if it's picking up on the phone because I have to use my phone to record here. But that's that floor. Next floor there's like a holy man with who's sitting there, and you give him stuff. And then on the 3rd floor there's another holy man that you can give offerings to. The people are bowing down to him. I assume they're guru. I think that's what they would be called. But yeah, really amazing place. Very beautiful inside. Very like really well decorated. It's amazing. It's a really amazing place. The line to get in is pretty long. The wait is pretty long, but it's worth it. If you're out here, you know, if this is your destination, it's worth waiting in the line to get in. But I think that's going to be it from here at this temple. Maybe we're going to do some more in town. I'm not sure, but in case not, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. So there's a lot of signs here talking about how old this market is, saying it's like 200 years old, stuff like that. So lots of old signs. They will jack up the prices for foreigners like me. My host actually got in a little bit of an argument with the people that sold me this because they did overcharge by a lot. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I don't care so much. In the heart of the city, there's a lot of like really old, beautiful architecture like this. Like you can see it here and over here. There's huge, beautiful things everywhere downtown in the heart of the city. On the edges, it looks more traditional, like regular, like a city in India. But here, it is very unique looking. It has a different style, a different feel, I think, than a lot of the other places I've visited so far in my time here in India. So behind me there's actually a statue to memorialize the people who were killed by the British here in Jallianwala. It's basically post-World War I, the British massacred a huge group of people here who were protesting. So we're actually in the area where that massacre had happened, and they have a really nice museum that you can go through here. But there's actually behind me, directly behind me, you can see some of the actual bullet marks, holes that are in the wall that still remain from when the British military opened fire into the Indian crowds. So it is important to mention, right? From all the depictions I saw inside, actually, the soldiers who were shooting were actually Indian themselves, which is kind of like, you know, the two sides of all of India's revolutionary or independence movement related stuff is, while it is Indians who are fighting for Indian independence, generally it would also be Indians fighting on the behalf of the British in the British military to stop those things. So when you look at the Free Indian Legion or whatever, the Azad Legion or something like that. I don't remember exactly how it's called, but basically a unit that was formed by the Japanese to come and fight. It was Indian soldiers under British leadership that would fight them in on the border of Burma and stop them from their invasion of India itself and the liberation. During the Sepoy mutinies, it was Indian soldiers by and large on the behalf of the British East India Company that would fight against it. This massacre that happened here, obviously, as the depictions show, it is Indian soldiers who fired into these protesters who were here, or that were here peacefully. You know, it was just a huge gathering. They weren't like breaking anything. They weren't rioting. They were just fired into. So yeah, it's kind of a two-sided coin, where every action that is bad that's done on the British behalf isn't always, or necessarily even at all, done by British people. It's in fact done by Indians under British orders, basically. So this is the monument that was built here for the massacre that happened here by the Indian government post-independence. One of the prime ministers who built this, and yeah, it's very humble, but you know, the people that were massacred here were more than likely very humble people. They're, you know, just your average, everyday Indian of the time. To sort of relate this to a piece of American history, for our revolution we had the Boston Massacre, where people basically gathered and protested British soldiers, and they actually started accosting and like throwing stuff at the British soldiers. I think they even whipped at them. But the British soldiers freaked out. They started shooting into a crowd also. Thankfully for the Americans back then, it was muskets, so single shots that went into the crowd. These guys would have had bolt-action rifles, making their rate of fire much higher, and potentially even machine guns. So it's much more devastating what happened here. But that is kind of one of the major sparks, or is taught as one of the major sparks of the American Revolution, is incidents like that. So it obviously makes sense to the Indian national identity why this is also similarly very important.